What is up, guys? Gamer Dude back once again to bring you some awesome, incredible, just fantastic news about The Walking Dead, the final season. As I've just let Clementine explain for us at the beginning of the video. But before we begin, as always with these videos, huge mega shout out to all my subscribers. I want to thank you so much for allowing me to reach my 700 subs goal before the end of the year. So thank you all so much for that. Major shout out to Blazing710420, always showing love to the channel. Made me a moderator on his channel as well, so I appreciate that, dude. I will return the favour when I next do a live stream. Shout out to Direct Virus, again, always showing love to the channel, always stopping by. He's also a family member, so I can't see why he wouldn't. But yeah, he's also currently doing gaming content, so do check out his channel if you get a chance. Another one to I Am Groot, once again, he's always stopping by, showing love to the channel. Always viewing my streams, always commenting. Usually always the first to like and leave a comment as well, so thank you so much, dude. And the final shout out I have to give is to Damien Bartlett. He stopped by for one of my live streams a while ago, and he's told all his friends about me, and he's got me just at least a dozen subscribers, so thank you so much, dude. Now then, to business, folks. So we have some awesome, incredible, just
holy shit
news about The Walking Dead. Now, I couldn't put that into words, so I had to use that bit of Clementine once again. I'm currently replaying through Season 1, 2 and 3, and I've put a load of clips together from Season 2 just to make this video. So then, the news that dropped, I mean, it is just wow. I mean, Robert Kirkman, who does the TV show for The Walking Dead, has come out and said, we cannot lose Rick and Clementine this year. We cannot lose them both. So he has bought the rights. His company Skybound have bought the rights, and they are going to finish the game. Now, I have the article in front of me. So it is titled, Skybound Games will finish the final season of Telltale's The Walking Dead, as I've just said. Robert Kirkman's company, who, as I've said as well, runs the TV show The Walking Dead, hopes to work with the original developers to finish the game. So, that being said, with it being the original developers, we can expect the original content. You know, there's not going to be anything different, there's not going to be any sort of changes in the episodes, they're all going to be the same. I can imagine that because they're bringing back the original devs as well, there's going to be no bugs, there's going to be no glitches. And it's basically going to be all the same dialogue and audio that they know about. Because they had officially finished it, I think they were just working on tweaks for the episodes, like sorting out any bugs and glitches, as I've just said. Anyway, continuing on, the final season of Telltale Games The Walking Dead will be completed. The failed studio reached a deal with Skybound Games to finish the season for the fans, which is really cool, to be honest, because as we all know, it's very sad. Telltale Games closed their doors about 3 weeks ago now, and after dropping 2 episodes of The Walking Dead, we all thought that was it. We all thought the game was done, and then when we heard the news that they were keeping on a skeleton crew just to work on Minecraft, it was like, wow, twats, you know? But that team was later laid off about a week after it was announced that they were staying on, which then confirmed Telltale Games were completely closing their doors. They're also in the middle of a lawsuit, so I'm guessing that them selling the rights to Skybound is going to help them pay for that lawsuit. I'm not too sure on the details with that. But anyway, the development of the game was halted as the studio laid off its employees, as I've just said. At New York Comic Con, Robert Kirkman told the panel that his company had come to an agreement with Telltale Games to complete the final 2 episodes of the story. Skybound will apparently be working with members of the original Telltale team to finish the story, as I've said, which is really cool because those employees that were laid off from Telltale, I doubt they'll keep them on just to finish this game. Then maybe they might just say to some of them, yeah, we don't need you, but some of them they might keep on, so some of them might actually have jobs back, which is also really cool, because I really do know what it's like to just be made redundant like the snap of your fingers. I've been in several jobs over the past few years where I've just been made redundant and not needed, so I do know what they're going through with that. Yeah, so as I said, members of the original team will finish the story, although it hasn't been finalised yet, so I'm guessing they're just working out contract disputes and handing over the rights and whatnot, things like that. In a tweet from Skybound Games, the gaming division of Skybound Media, which was founded by The Walking Dead creator Robert Kirkman, as we all know, confirmed that he and his company will wrap up Clem's story, and that they will have more details on that soon. I've got the tweet here as well. We are so happy to announce that we've reached a deal with Telltale Games that will allow Skybound to continue the final season of The Walking Dead. Let's wrap up Clem's story, right? And then they've gone on to say more details to come soon. So I'm guessing they'll keep us posted on that. As to whether or not the release dates that are currently on the episodes will stay true, I am unsure of that because we don't have the details on it yet. But if they do keep true to the dates on the episodes, then that's really cool, because I'm kind of hoping that they will re-release it for digital download or possibly release it as a physical copy. That'd be really cool as well. So yeah, as we know, in September the company abruptly laid off approximately 250 of its employees, several months after the co-founder and former CEO Kevin Bruner sued the company after reports of the studio's toxic culture surfaced. So yeah, that's down to the lawsuit that I mentioned earlier. We still don't know what it's about. I mean, it's just, as I've said in a previous video, people get offended so easily these days. Like, I was talking to Blazing about this as well. I could go into work, someone could call me fat, for example, and I could take that to head office, I could take it to the managers and take it further and just sue the company for that. It's so ridiculous what people can get sued for now. It's crazy. It's like, this world is just so sensitive, am I right? I mean, we should be living in the Walking Dead world. No one's sensitive in the Walking Dead world. Anyway, continuing on. In the aftermath of the layoffs, the studio said that it was working on a way to find a company that would basically take on the rights and complete the game. I originally thought this was going to be Don't Nod Studios, because as I've said in previous videos as well, they did the whole Life is Strange series, so that's kind of episodic as well. So it would have made sense because they use the same engine, they use the same sort of graphics, they use the same choice variants. So I figured it would be them that took it on. I mean, even though Skybound is also in association with Don't Nod Studios, but I'm not sure if they're going with the whole, we own this as well now sort of deal, because I think they're just, just co-partners or something. So the first 2 episodes of the game launched, as we know, as I've said as well, and then they just basically put it to a halt. The studio shortly thereafter pulled it from all retail stores, so that would be Xbox Live and PlayStation Store. The only one it wasn't pulled from was Nintendo, because I'm guessing that because it had literally just come to Nintendo Switch, so I'm guessing that they'd signed kind of like a 3-year deal with them before they actually knew the company was going to go belly up. So that's probably why it was still available on Nintendo Switch. And to my knowledge, it is actually still available on Nintendo Switch. So that is also really cool. There's so much that we still don't know about it, though. I mean, as I've put in the video, it is just a holy shit moment. It's just wow. We're finally going to get it finished. I mean, as I've said as well, I'm not too sure if they are going to go the way of the episode release dates that are currently displayed. So I think it's November the 5th and December the 15th. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments, because I haven't actually downloaded the game, so I'm not too sure on the exact release dates. But it's really great to put into words. I mean, I honestly thought that it was finished. It was completely done. That we weren't going to see anything else of Clem's story. That they were just going to leave it at 2 episodes, and then that would have been it. So it's really cool of Robert Kirkman to take it over. I mean, nobody's nobody's liked Robert Kirkman since the last few seasons of the Walking Dead TV series, because we know he killed off Carl, which was a big deal because Carl is like set to, in the comic books, Carl is set to like lead the new world after everybody's dead. Like, we all expected an old man Carl instead of an old man Rick. But now it looks like we're not even going to get an old man Rick because poor Andy Lincoln has decided to leave the show. No spoilers for that, by the way, because in my region, I don't get to watch it until tomorrow. So do not drop any spoilers if you've already seen the episode. I will be super pissed with you if you do. But the final episodes for Telltale Games The Walking Dead will be released after all, which we're all super stoked for. Skybound, that are taking over, they have always been in association with Telltale Games. Every time you load up the loading screen, it says Skybound at the bottom. All of them have said Skybound to my knowledge. So that's really cool. It was announced on Saturday, so it was announced yesterday, but I didn't get around to doing a video on it because I was at work. Been at work today as well. I've only just managed to get this video put together and done. But following on from what I said earlier, that Skybound Games will recruit members of the original Telltale team to finish the story, that nothing's actually been finalised. Skybound have never actually used in-house developers on its games before. They've always kind of gone with outside sources and just whoever they could get to do it, really. I think that's just so they don't have to commit to contracts and employment rights and things like that. Sort of like a 0-hour contract policy, like, oh yeah, we need you to come on for a couple of hours to start on this game, and then we don't need you till, I don't know, 2 months away. Something daft like that. So, continuing on as well, that they've successfully negotiated the deal. See, they put successfully in quotation marks, which does mean that it is happening. It is most definitely happening. Everything's been put together. It's all been finalised. We are just waiting on official confirmation as to the official now release dates of the game in general. So, Robert Kirkman has actually said that, as I said earlier in this video, and this is a direct quote from Robert Kirkman, "We can't lose Andrew Lincoln and Clementine in the same year." He announced to the audience at New York Comic Con, and the audience just broke out to tears. He said that in an official statement, the audience broke to tears. Because imagine, right? I mean, if you're a fan of the TV show, I mean, I'm a fan of the TV show, but since the last season, anyway, this is a gaming channel, let's not go into detail on that. But yeah, he has literally said that we don't want to lose both in the same year because it would really suck, basically. And I actually agree with the guy. I mean, I do not want to see two iconic characters that we've both been following, that we've all been following really for years now, close to a decade, just go. Like, obviously Rick, Andrew Lincoln's character, is going to have a proper send-off. Like, he's probably going to, I don't know, get shot and die, or get bit and then save everybody while he's bit and then turn, or some crap like that, I don't know. But then comes Clementine. Clementine's story would have just ended. We wouldn't have seen if she died. I mean, obviously we know she dies at the end of the season. It's kind of obvious because it says the final season. It's the end of Clem's journey, so obviously she's going to die. But if they'd have just ended it where they were going to, we'd have never actually found out. Not to mention, it would have kicked everyone in the balls who basically bought the game ready for it to be finished and completed in December. Because what would they have gotten for it? And this is why I think they've gone ahead with the deal, because there's a lot of pissed off customers that were like, well, hang on a minute, I've paid for this game and you're only going to give me half of it. Why? You know, I want my money back. You know, I'm not paying for half a game. Give me the full game. I want my money back. You know, there was a lot of angry tweets even death threats. I mean, I'm not going to go into detail on that, but there were loads of death threats thrown around on Twitter. But the catastrophic layoff of all their employees just basically hit the nail on the head, and that's where all the rumours started, that the game wasn't going to be completed, that we were just going to get the 2 episodes and that was it. And then there was more rumours circulating around it, like, oh, this company's taking it on. Oh, no, wait, we're dealing with a lawsuit, so we're not going to give it away at the minute. Oh, this company's now taking it on. And then it just, for weeks now, we've been riddled with nothing but rumours, and now we finally have an ending confirmation on what we're going to get, which I am super stoked for. I mean, I can't not honestly believe that they've finally managed to sort something out. Where was I? Yes. Both AMC and Smilegate were in discussions to invest in Telltale Games and deal with that management that had been working on to essentially save the company. So, going into detail on this, now AMC and Robert Kirkman basically own the rights to Telltale's Walking Dead. It opens up so many more possibilities for future games. I mean, will Robert Kirkman decide that he wants to carry on the Walking Dead game universe? Will he completely diverge away from the whole Clementine AJ thing and just go on from the Michonne story arc? Like, he could put in extra characters. Like, he could make a version of it for Daryl. He could make a version of it for Rick. See, I was talking to a friend about this as well. Like, they could base an entire episodic series on Rick before he found his family. So, you know, before the pilot episode, before he finds Shane and Laurie and Carl in Atlanta, they could do like a whole prequel to that, like his entire road trip. Because his road trip in the pilot episode, sort of, you kind of feel like it's skipping time, like weeks ahead. Because 1 minute is in the cop car, and the next is on a horse. You're like, where's the time in between that? Where's the road trip to get in there, really? So it'd be really cool if they based in a whole series on that. I would really like them to do something like that, because it would continue the story. It would also give us a backstory onto Rick, really, that we haven't seen in the comics or in the TV series. So continuing on anyway, days after the original layoffs, a former employee filed a lawsuit, as I've mentioned several times in this video already, on behalf of those let go, saying that Telltale Games violated state and federal labor laws. Basically, I think that's down to the fact that they were all working long hours and they weren't getting the pay that they deserved, or they weren't getting the breaks that they deserved, and that's what it's come down to. Or, like I said, it could have just been the fact that someone was called fat at work and they filed a lawsuit. I doubt that's the case. Just ignore me. I'm making a bad joke there. So after the initial layoffs, where they laid off all 270 odd employees, the company said it was keeping on 24 employees. So that's the employees we knew about for the Netflix Minecraft series, as I've said. Just last week, though, again, as I've said, those employees were also let go. So does that mean that the Netflix series isn't going to happen now? Or are they going to hand that off to AMC as well? Like, it would make sense that all future projects that they've got going at the minute, they need to hand them off. Because we were expecting a Stranger Things 2. We were expecting a Wolf Among Us 2. So it would make sense if they handed them off as well, because they've also got to pay for this damn lawsuit. I mean, I'm guessing it's in the hundreds of thousands of dollars kind of lawsuit. Because I doubt it's just one employee that's filed that lawsuit. Because, you know, obviously when you're in the workplace, you're all... Sometimes you're just colleagues, but sometimes you make friendships with those colleagues. You know, if you're working with them for a certain amount of time, you're like, yeah, this guy's my friend now, then you're going to back him up, aren't you, if something bad happens. But anyway, Telltale CEO Pete Hawley told Variety on Thursday that the studio was still going through a lot and that he planned to make another statement in the next few days. So I'm guessing that statement because it goes on to say that that's when Robert Kirkman announced at the Comic-Con that he was getting the rights to it and finishing it. So I'm guessing that statement he's going to release is just basically saying something like oh yeah, we've given the rights to this guy, it's all finalised. He's now doing any future projects, there will be some more games, but or something like, we don't know if there'll be more games, it's all down to Robert Kirkman and AMC now. Now, I would like to hear your thoughts in the comments, guys. Do you think, because of the disastrous way that Robert Kirkman's handled the TV series, that if they do continue to make more games, the games will be disastrous? Do you think they'll keep the same engine? Do you think they'll keep it the same with the episodic vibe? Or do you think they'll just go for a more singular-based story style? Because, as I said earlier, even if it wasn't episodic, I wouldn't mind a singular-based story. Sort of like The Walking Dead Survival Instinct, but 100 times better, because Survival Instinct was just, oh my god. Oh my, it was good to see a Walking Dead game based in the universe, but the game was just god awful. So I wouldn't mind actually seeing, something like that in a singular based story, but with Rick or Shane. That'd be really cool as well. So yeah, as I said, let me know in the comments what you guys think. I'd really like to hear your thoughts and views. So that being said, this has been Gamer Dude. Happy gaming, and I shall catch you all real soon.